for instance, probably the hardest part about it is that they're all weighted based on what has happened in the past.
Right.
But football is constantly evolving. Sometimes, like at one point, I was going the whole nine. Like I was looking at all the metrics because I did not want to spend the hours I needed to go watch every single game in football. That takes a long time, and I have a job. But so I would look at the metrics, and then I would look at everybody's injury report just to get a sense for who was there. And I was like, at past a certain point, your intuition on predictiveness can end up being a little better than you think it can, at least in my experience, where what's weird is I even see that kind of confirmation bias like you're talking about when it comes to basic analysis. Like all the Bears fans watch the Bears games, and half the fan base thinks the left tackle is worse than football, and the other half thinks he's average. Left tackles are just worse than you think. And we can cite the same statistics because people are just going to go find whatever works for them and say, see, and when you go to predict, I do think at the end of the day, if all you've got is, I don't know, but I bet it's going to happen, like trust it and see how it works. Though I will tell you, you're like, if you wanted to know a methodology that I do, I kind of talked about how like I'll go back and change my picks. There are a couple where I will find a game that I have chosen and say, I think that won't happen purely because it can't. And like pick almost against myself. That feeling that we always used to have where it's like, okay, you got a coin toss, and if you win the coin toss, you win the game. What are you going to do? Well, I want to call heads, so tails. And you just go with the one that you wouldn't do. That works more than it should when you can find a game that, especially if it absolutely should happen a certain way, like